What's up, guys? UFC 308 is finally here. The best main event of the year, in my opinion. I'm gonna say the best fight card. It is incredibly stacked, but UFC 300 is still the best card of the year. I don't think anything will be able to beat that in a long while, but I can say this is the best main event and co-main event. So I'm just going to be predicting every single fight on this card without wasting y'all's time with all the yapping. So let's get straight into it, man. Timestamps are going to be at the bottom in the description of the video in case you just want to hop to any fight. I'm going to start from the main event to the first fight on the card. Let's get into it. First fight, Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Look, I already made a video about this and my opinion still stands, man. This, I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, MMA math, but at the end of the day, putting your skills together, it comes to power versus volume, man. Max Holloway has the volume and Ilia Topuria has the technicality and the power. Now, Max Holloway is technical, don't get me wrong, but he banks a lot on his volume. Look, he did knock Justin Gaethje out in his last fight, but he had to beat him for 4 rounds before landing that knockout. And Justin Gaethje engaged with him in a reckless brawl at the end, which, you know, I don't blame him. He didn't have a choice at that point, and it was badass for Max to do that since he was winning the fight comfortably. I mean, we all know, I don't need to rehash all this. I do want Max Holloway to win, don't get me wrong, but I'm going with Topuria, man. I just don't think Max can keep landing those distant jabs, keeping his distance, landing shots to the body, to the face, everywhere, without Topuria engaging and eventually landing one or if not a few powerful shots. I think Topuria will end up breaking Max down, causing a lot of damage. I do think Max can cause damage too. The longer the fight goes, the more I actually feel like it's gonna lean towards Topuria, because he's gonna keep beeping and wobbling and trying to pick his shots, while Max will keep landing those volume punches. Now, Topuria might engage in some grappling. He's a very fantastic jiu-jitsu artist, so that's something he might do, but he's talked a lot of smack about knocking Max out, the first person to knock Max out, and honestly speaking, he might do that. Now, that being said, people that Topuria has knocked out, they all have some type of asterisks to it, right? Jai Herbert got knocked out in the regional scene. Volkanovski was already knocked out previously by Islam Makhachev. Ryan Hall broke his hands and then started playing that ground game and got knocked out. So it's like, has he really knocked out someone with a clean chin? And another question is can we really say Max Holloway's chin is, you know, solid? That shit has been hit a lot and everybody's chin cracks, and unfortunately I think this is the fight that's gonna crack Max's chin. And like I said in my video, hey, I hope I'm wrong, but I am going with Topuria by a knockout or a decision. Again, it's not a confident pick, don't get me wrong, this is not a confident pick, but I'm just objectively speaking, I have to go with Topuria. I could see ways that Max can win this fight. If he does win, it's most likely going to be some type of decision, you know. But even then, man, I just feel like he's going to get a lot of damage. But let me not think too much, because I'm thinking of switching. But objectively speaking, big fan of Max Holloway. We all love him. But I like Ilia too. I'm a fan too. And I got to go with him objectively. Robert Whittaker versus KhamzatI Chimaev. Now, this fight was the main reason I made this video. I actually planned on making a video specifically breaking down this fight, because I don't normally do full card prediction videos, but I think you guys forgot who KhamzatI Chimaev is, man. I think you guys forgot KhamzatI Chimaev. So first of all, this is the best grappler that Robert Whittaker is about to face in his entire career. And I need to rewind and remind you guys of what Khamzat did to Kamaru Usman in the first round of their fight. I think Usman won that fight. I think he won round 2. and he edged round 3. Honestly speaking, round 1 Khamzat won 10-8, but I think Usman won the next 2 rounds. But man, he almost finished Usman in that first fight. Like, it was crazy. Now take that, right, and then rewind back to what DDP did to Robert Whittaker in the first round, bruh. And the second round, he ragdolled Whittaker, took him to the ground and beat his brains out. Literally, what he did to him in the first round played into the second round and the finish. So, and then I feel like Khamzat is a better wrestler than DDP. He will do more damage and look for the finish faster than DDP. You know, again, you can say MMA math, but when you just look at those 2 scenarios, I have to go with Khamzat. Now, if Whittaker is able to just keep the pace, keep going, keep surviving, the longer the fight goes, I definitely think Whittaker has this fight, because we all know Khamzat's gas tank is very, very sus, very questionable. You see the decline right after the first round. He keeps going down, keeps going down. Plus his health problem, I'm very sure he's not 100%. He's never been 100% since COVID, but he's just a tough guy, you know. So all those things are in fact. But look, this fight is actually pressure versus cardio, with Khamzat coming with a crazy pressure, and Robert Whittaker has to enact his cardio. That's what he has to do. He has to keep surviving and keep figuring it out and trying to, you know, solve the problem of Khamzat, because Khamzat is still a serious problem. But what does Robert Whittaker have a chance? Absolutely. Robert Whittaker can win by a decision, in my opinion, in this fight. But realistically speaking, man, I just feel like Khamzat is going to retire Robert Whittaker. And yeah, sorry guys. Aslan versus Rafael Cerqueira. Now, surprisingly enough, even though Rafael Cerqueira is making his debut in the UFC, he's actually the favorite on this card. Yeah, and he's Brazilian, of course. He's actually pretty good. And at first I was gonna say, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with the underdog for this fight, you know, but he's not. He's good, so the odd makers know what they're talking about. Now, Ibo will be knocking people out though. He's on like a 5-fight knockout streak. His last 2 fights, Dana White Contender Series and his debut in the UFC, good knockouts. But he's kind of stiff. I think that's the only thing he does. So Cerqueira is well-rounded. So this is a 50-50 pick. Honestly, kind of a coin flip. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna go with Rafael Cerqueira. I think he's gonna perform well, make a good debut. So straight to the point with that one. Next, we got Neal versus Rafael dos Santos. So when I saw this fight, I was actually surprised that Neal was the favorite at first. But then I thought about it like, oh yeah, RDA is kind of old. He's still a good fighter for his age, at least. Of course, he's gonna try and install a grappling heavy game, but he's declining when he comes to that, honestly. And Neal, he's the most inconsistent fighter, man. He has so much potential, but he's so inconsistent. You can't trust him. But then when you think about it, he did pretty good against Ian Gary, who is definitely a contender, as much as I hate to say that. So that loss is not looking too bad, and will keep aging better if that's a thing. And then his loss against Shavkat as well, another beast, undefeated, fighting for the welterweight belt. And he did good in that fight too. He gave Shavkat his first real brawl, you know. So Neal, when he puts it on, when he goes in, when he's determined, looking for that finish, he's a dangerous guy. But then when he's gun shy, trying to just making stupid decisions, not having that fight IQ, he looks like shit. So, but I'm still gonna go with Neal, man. I'll say this. This might be my last time picking this guy, you know. It's really disappointed me a lot. And man, I'm not even confident in this pick. RDA might just hold him to the cage throughout the whole fight, to the cage and the ground, and that's it. Win a decision. I definitely see that happening. It's not a far possibility, but I'm gonna go with Geoff Neal. He knows his career is on kind of a thin line. He can't keep losing, so he's gonna be more determined and try to get a finish with this fight. So we got Rebecki versus Orolbai. Man, this is a good fight. This is such a sweet matchup. I'm gonna go with Orolbai in this. He is the favorite. He's so good, man. Rebecki is so good too, but he got destroyed in his last fight by Ferreira. Yeah, I remember that. I think both his eyes were shut closed. Yeah, that was bad. But anyways, he's still good. A good grappler, good on the feet as well. But in everything that Rebecki is good, I feel like Orolbai is just better. He's so well-rounded, fantastic grappler, great on the feet, so strong. Like, what else can I say? He's just one of those A+ fighters, you know. I see a lot happening with this guy, and of course he's in the lightweight division. Of course he's in the lightweight weight class. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Orolbai for this. I think he's gonna win a clean decision. You know, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, no disrespect, but I don't see Rebecki having a chance in this fight. I might be wrong as hell, and I'll own it, but I got Orolbai for this. Next, we got Magomedov versus Bruno Ferreira. At first, I was gonna go with Magomedov, and this might be a stupid decision, but I'm actually gonna go with Bruno Ferreira. I'm tired of picking against this guy, man. In his last 3 fights, I think I picked against him, and he always pulls through. Now, Magomedov, a lot of people like to say he got fraud checked, you know, in his fight against Strickland. But I just feel like he didn't make the right decisions. He was winning that fight at first, but kind of got tired. So it's fair to say that his cardio is sus. I definitely believe maybe it is, but he's looked good in his last fights. He looks pretty good. Looks like he's got his act together. And I mean, the more I'm talking about it, the more I want to pick him. But I just feel like Bruno has that power, man. And he's a better striker, in my opinion. I don't think Abus is that much of a grappler. I mean, he is, but I don't think he's that good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Brazilian, man. Ferreira got this. Next on the card, Nzechukwu versus Chris Barnett. Definitely gonna go with Nzechukwu. Short notice for Chris Barnett, the most athletic, morbidly obese guy that I've ever seen in my life. I love Chris Barnett, but Kennedy, man, yeah, another inconsistent guy. Now, he had a dog tough fight with OSP, and he did good in that fight. For some reason, OSP just toughened up and, you know, showed up. But Kennedy, he looks good in this fight, looks bad in the next fight. It's like, man, do you have potential or not? He has all the tools, you know. And I don't know about this run in the heavyweight. If he keeps getting knocked out in light heavyweight, I don't know what he's expecting to be different in the heavyweight division. I don't know, man. But as a Ninja guy, I have to go with my guy Kennedy. I do think he will pull through. I do think he definitely knows this is an opportunity to shine on another pay-per-view. So he's gonna come through. Chris Barnett is not a grappler, he's a striker, as big as he is. And I think Kennedy is more technically sound. Now, Chris can knock him out because Kennedy is so chinny. And he's one of those fighters where for some reason you have to beat him up a little bit before he then puts on a revenge and takes you out. I don't know why he fights like that. And I don't think Chris Barnett is someone to be doing that to, you know. So, but with that being said, I'm I'm gonna go with Kennedy in this fight, and he's a massive favorite. I mean, this is disrespectful. I don't know if he should be this big of a favorite, but yeah, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kennedy on this fight. Next, we got Basharat versus Victor Hugo. Basharat is the better Basharat, undefeated. He looks clean in his fights, very technically sound. Victor Hugo, I don't know. I'm not sure what age he is, but I'm gonna go with Basharat. We don't need to go deep into this one, you know. On to the next one. Ismail Naurdiev versus Bruno Silva. Man, Bruno Silva, man. Tough matchup on top, tough matchup on top, tough matchup. I feel bad for the guy. I'm gonna go with Ismail Naurdiev on this fight. Now, is he a fantastic fighter? No. But I think he has better skills than Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva's chin is absolutely gone. Alex Ferreira took it away. It's crazy that this guy, aside from Khalil Roundtree and Izzy, I guess, Bruno Silva has given Alex Ferreira one of his toughest fights. That was a close fight, and he put Alex Ferreira in a lot of danger in that fight. But after that, that was it for him. I just feel like there's no real reason to pick him. I've picked him a lot. Of course, he was supposed to do something against Chris Weidman, and he cheated with his eye pokes and beat Bruno. But I don't know, he wasn't, I mean, against Chris Weidman, he wasn't even looking like, I thought he was gonna destroy Chris Weidman. So I don't know if Chris Weidman really performed or he underperformed. But with that being said, on paper, I'm gonna go with Ismail. I do hope Bruno gets a win though, because he seems like one of those guys that might get cut. On to the next fight, first fight of the night. Fakhretdinov versus Carlos Leal. I believe this is the guy who knocked out Kevin Lee, right? Yep, it's definitely him. And then I think his last fight had a split decision against Justin Jacoby. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Renat's. He's fighting a debut, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched like maybe 2 of Carlos Leal's fights, and you know, he's all right. Not on the other hand, he has a lot of potential. A very, very well-rounded fighter. Good on the ground, good on the feet, can take it anywhere, make sound decisions. You know the whole schmill, but I'm gonna go with Renat. Now, with that being said, my most confident picks on the card are Lerone Murphy, 100%. I just feel like he's gonna put on another fantastic performance. Fantastic in MMA terms, fantastic in the terms of he's gonna make the right decisions to make this fight, to win this fight. Lerone Murphy, my number 1 confident pick, and then my second confident pick is Magomedov Chimaev. Is he confident? I think I said he wasn't confident. I don't know if he's confident. He's semi-confident. You know, on paper he should win this fight, but I just can't count Alexander Rakic out. He's a very, very good fighter, so I'm not gonna sleep on him. Everybody else, I'm not really confident. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely not the co-main. The co-main is the most unpredictable fight. The main event, I wouldn't really say I'm confident, you know. But yeah, those are my pick, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.